How many oceans could we fill with every tear that we've cried? How many springs of water, how many rivers could be consumed with what we have lost in tears? Many people, life is not defined so much by heights of celebration, but by the many difficulties they face. Suffering is so common to human life that even God, incarnate among us, at the loss of a friend, wept. Suffering, grief, loss, all of these are very human things. We come into Jeremiah as Jeremiah surveys the destruction that we have been talking about for so long. Judah has been reduced to nothing. Everyone he's ever known or loved is either dead, starving, or else wishes that they were. The world in which cannibalism, murder, and theft are normal things. A world where darkness seems to have completely enclosed around him. Wandering the streets of Jerusalem, Jeremiah looks to God and starts to ask questions. Why is this the way it is? God, where is our relief? Lord, why won't you heal this? While very few of us can say that we have faced something as brutal, what Jeremiah did, we all know what it is to grieve, to have lost something or someone. Friends and family that left before we were ready. Situations in our life that change and leave us questioning whether tomorrow will be able to come. For some, even just the loss of a few precious chemicals that allow them to feel anything. Each and every one of these, loss is real to us. Each and every one of us has mourned. Each and every one of us has shed our fair amount of tears. But tears are something that we of the church have not always known what to do with. We are told in Scripture that we're to, in all things, give thanks. That we should rejoice in the Lord always. And we take these imperatives and we make them normative to our life. We say, God is so good, how could I be upset? We say, how can God who is in heaven deny me anything? How can I deny that God is there to watch over me? So we soldier on, giving thanks when we are not willing to give thanks. Rejoicing when we have nothing to rejoice about, so our words become hollow, and us along with them. We are like someone who, having just received a surgery, runs a marathon the next day. Not only do we open the wounds that we had, we create a few more. And some of us even, though, may be completely honest with God and cry out about how we feel, about our brokenness, about the loss that we feel, and still peace seems to evade us. Nothing seems to satisfy, just like Jeremiah, who asks two rhetorical questions. Is there no balm in Gilead, knowing that there is? But Gilead is there, and I am here. Is there no physician to heal me? Yes, but I cannot see them. If this were the end of our story, of course, we would not have much to look forward to. An empty life wandering through the darkness of sorrow, trying to find the pulse of a life we used to know, is not much of an existence. And so hope becomes something that we cannot lose. Hope in something on the horizon, even when the horizon seems dark. Our entire faith is built off of the idea that death itself is not final. That God one day will come and restore us, wiping away every tear from our eye. There will be no need any longer to go to homes that are now empty but were once full. No more final times of seeing people, no more suffering or death. But until that time, what are we to do? We can cling to these promises. We must. We must believe that God truly can bring life into the dust of the earth. We must truly believe that the ashes we have thrown ourselves down upon can become something more. We cannot lie to ourselves about where we are. And I think that there is no greater image about what kind of hope we need to hold on to than one of the oldest practices of the church. Jerusalem, even to this day, at the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. But at the time, at the grave where Christ was buried, a curtain was put up. And every evening a priest would walk in, light a lamp behind that curtain. The light would strike the curtain so that the people outside of it could see dimly that light. But the priest would move from within the tomb out among the people, and each person would light their own oil lamps off of that one. Together they would sing a hymn. Oh, gladsome light of the holy glory of the immortal Father, heavenly holy. Then each person would leave that place with their lamp that would light their way home. The same way, each and every one of us receives from God hope. Not great abundances of it that just flow out from us, but small and fragile, and that can be held in our hand. Hope that we continually need to light, but hope that lights our steps in front of us as we make our journey through life. As long as a single lamp burns, hope is not extinguished. Even in the darkest of night, it cuts through. But we cannot light it until the time comes. We cannot come to get that light until evening, until the time that has been appointed comes to us in which we can receive that. In the meantime, we must be honest that we feel the way we do. We must face our loss and accept that it is part of us. Our hope is found in that lamp we hold, in the thing that we carry throughout this life. We trust that even in the darkest of nights, it will be lit. That even when we can't see 3 steps ahead of us, we can at least find the next one. And that when all our horizons seem shut off to us, one will open. While we crawl through that darkness, I think that we can find springs that are different than the ones we've known. Ones that are not meant to replenish us to weep more, but ones that bubble up to give us life. Life that is eternal and life that is abundant. But first we must be willing to make the walk and accept we are on our journey. Amen? In lieu of a final hymn, we will have a hymn, but I'm going to do something different. We didn't have an accompaniment at the last church,